here 150, here 200, here 250, and here 300. And 300 is the total number of motor units, for example, in that muscle. Okay? Okay?
What about small or maximum? You said.
I have told, let me repeat, that's why I told you at that time also. Motor unit is where the all or none law applies, not to the whole muscle. All or none law applies to motor unit, not to the whole muscle. Okay? Inside a motor unit, when the stimulus is adequate, all the myofibrils will contract. If it is inadequate, none of them will contract. This is motor unit. Now, there are many, like I told you, there are many thousands of motor units inside big muscles. Isn't it? Right? Have you understood this? Okay? This is called a graded muscle response. Let us go ahead. Now, what we are doing is, in the previous experiment, what we did was, we kept on increasing the strength of the stimulus, right? From 0.3 to 0.5 to 1, 1.5 to 1.5. Keep on increasing the strength. In this, we are not increasing the strength. What we are doing is, we are increasing the frequency of stimulation. What do you mean by, what is the difference between strength and frequency? Lot of difference. Strength means the power with which you are giving the stimulus. But frequency means the time. Okay? We are decreasing, okay? We are decreasing or increasing the frequency. We are increasing the frequency. Here, the frequency was 5, but then you increase the frequency to 10. Yani the stimuli that you are giving, say per second. If you are giving per second, 5 per second. Then from 5 per second, you increase it to 10 per second. Then you further keep on increasing it like that to 15 per second, 20 per second, or per minute. Whatever your time period is experimentally, per minute, per second. Okay? So you keep on increasing the frequency of stimulation, and you want to see what happens. Okay? So this is the trace that you get when you keep on increasing the frequency. What happens initially? Say at frequency of stimulation 5, okay, you see the muscle is contracting and relaxing. 1, 2, 3, complete contractions and relaxations are complete. When you increase it from 5 to 10, you see that the first contraction, the second stimulus is falling in the relaxation period of the first, isn't it? The second stimulation is falling in relaxation of the first, and so on and so forth. When you increase it from 15 to 20, okay, the height changes. The height is increasing. The muscle is remaining, that means what? It is remaining contracted, isn't it? Yes or no? When you keep on increasing the frequency until a time comes here when the equipment draws a straight line. What do you mean by a straight line here? The muscle is not paralyzed, completely contracted. Paralyzed means it should go down, it should come down here. Paralyzed, it should release the lever, isn't it? In fact, the muscle is contracted. If it is contracted, it is keeping the lever completely up. Okay? So here the muscle was somewhat there itself, yani it was contracting and again relaxing and again contracting, but as we keep on increasing the frequency, you see that the period or phases of contraction and relaxation, they become shorter and shorter as we keep on increasing the frequency. They become shorter and shorter until a time comes when you increase the frequency so much, like for example about 30, when you increase it so much that the contraction and relaxation, they are no longer there, and the muscle remains in a state of continuous contraction.
So, you said before you increase the frequency, not the flow.
What?
These numbers.
These are frequencies.
Yeah, for example, seconds or minutes.
Huh?
Seconds or minutes.
Second?
Yes. Seconds or minutes.
Second?
Second or minute.
In second or
What
minute.
these numbers?
Suppose, you
Not
mean,
amount of the
suppose.
stress. Not amount of the strength or power.
Yeah. No. This is, say for example, 5 per second. This is yani stimuli. 5 stimuli per second, 10 stimuli per second, 15 stimuli per second, for example. Okay? So, is it clear about the increased frequency of stimulation? So, there were two things we have done. One is we increased the strength of stimulation. It was this. Increase the strength of stimulation. And in this, we increase the strength of the frequency of stimulation. Okay? So when we keep on increasing the frequency of stimulation, the muscle goes into contraction and relaxation. But as we keep on increasing the frequency of stimulation, a time comes when the muscle remains contracted. Okay? And this is called as tetanus, a sustained state of contraction. Okay? So what is tetanus? Tetanus is sustained state of contraction. And this is what I told you. The heart muscle, by this experiment, for example, if you do the same experiment in the heart, you cannot tetanize the heart muscle. It cannot be thrown into tetanic. It cannot be remaining contracted because the period of refractoriness in case of the heart muscle covers the whole of systole. Anyway, so initially there is wave summation, like we have seen already, wave summation. Okay, additive effect of twitches. Summation means addition. Increasing rate, successively greater height and greater magnitude, muscle does not get a chance to relax before the next stimulus arrives. Finally going into tetanus here, one contraction immediately followed by another. Muscle does not return to resting state. After that, if you keep on stimulating the muscle, what will happen? Will it remain contracted? No. A time will come when it will, even though the frequency of stimulation is increasing to 65 or 70, a time will come when the muscle will relax. Okay? The lever, it will come down. The muscle relaxes. Now tell me what can be the reason for this?
Refractory.
Fatigue. What is the reason for fatigue? One is lack of energy, because for contraction, muscle needs energy. Okay? So if it remains contracted, it can remain contracted up to the time all the energy stores are depleted inside. So lack of ATP. Point number 2.
Calcium back to the calcium back to the supplement.
Calcium. Okay, maybe calcium. Okay, point number 3. Depolarization. Any other reason?
Feedback.
Okay. What causes the wave summation effect? These are the explanations for that. I don't need to go into this. We have already talked about this. Okay? Wave summation. We will come back to the tetanus part. What is Treppe phenomena? What is Treppe? You see here written Treppe. And do you see here? What does this remind you of? A staircase. Daraj or daraja, I think. Daraj.
For contraction.
The way you go up in your house, isn't it? So staircase. Staircase phenomena, also called as Treppe phenomena. Okay? Treppe is German word. And why it is so? You already know about this. Okay? There is one stimulation, there is second stimulation, there is third, fourth, fifth, and repeated stimuli at 0.5 second interval causes an increasing height of contraction. Why? Beneficial effect. 3 reasons. Calcium, temperature, viscosity. Okay? Treppe phenomena, also called as staircase phenomena. Also called as staircase phenomena. Treppe is the occurrence of a successive increase in amplitude of the first few contractions of muscle that has received a number of stimuli of the same intensity following a period of relaxation. So we are not changing the strength of the stimulus. We are only giving second stimulus repeated consecutive stimuli, not increasing the strength. Okay? That is Treppe phenomena.
the
What is
relaxation
clonus?
weight.
Yeah, let me complete. What is clonus? Clonus is just before tetanus. This is tetanus, complete tetanus. Just before tetanus, a phase that comes is called as clonus. Let us see here. This is clonus. Okay? Okay?
What is 3B?
This is clonus.
How about 3B?
This is trepe. This is trepe. Staircase phenomenon.
What's the range?
Oh? This is tetanus.
Complete tetanus.
Complete tetanus. This is incomplete tetanus, also called as clonus. This is B, or last part of B is clonus, you can call it. Last part of B is called as the C is called as clonus or incomplete tetanus. This is trepe or staircase. Okay, so in this you can see everything: the twitch, the summation, the incomplete tetanus or clonus, and the complete tetanus. Finally, let us talk about
3B.
Isotonic and isometric contraction. Then we will see the quickly, because then we have to just see the animation. I have described to you completely what you will see in the animation. Okay, isotonic and isometric contraction. Very simple to remember what they mean. Iso, same. Tonic, same tone. Yani that contraction of the muscle in which the muscle is contracting and the tension or the tone in the muscle remains constant, doesn't change. Okay? Conversely, isometric contraction is that contraction of the muscle in which, can you tell me what it is? Iso, same. Metric? Metric is basically used for measuring length. Length, isn't it? So isometry means same length. Isometry means same length. So that contraction of the muscle in which the tension inside the muscle is increasing but the length remains the same. Tension increases, length remains the same, isometric contraction. Tension remains the same, length decreases, isotonic contraction. Okay, example. I lift up a weight, for example. I am lifting up a weight. The contraction of the biceps, is it going in contraction when I do like this, lifting up a weight?
Yes.
Is it contracting? Yes. What is this contraction? Isotonic or isometric?
Isotonic.
Why isotonic? Correct, isotonic, yes.
It's the same tone and same.
Because the tension is
Because it doesn't
the
relax.
same, but the length is changing. It is decreasing. The muscle, when it contracts, remember, when it contracts, the length of the muscle
Short.
shortens. It decreases.
Relaxation.
That is why it can do its function, isn't it? It has to pull something. That means the muscle has to become shorter in length. This is isotonic contraction. Mazboot?
It's both.
Now, if I am lifting a heavy weight, for example, a bucket full of water, I lift it up and now I am carrying it up. When I am lifting up, it is isotonic contraction. When I am carrying it, isometric contraction.
Why
Yes?
isometric?
Yes, why isometric?
Yes.
Because the muscle is in contraction already, the length has changed, but it is not further changing. It is not changing further. When you are carrying the weight, the length of the muscle is not decreasing further, but the muscle is in tension. The tension is increasing. Yes or no? It has to increase to maintain the carrying capacity. Correct?
Yes.
So that is the best example of isotonic and isometric contraction. Lifting a bucket full of water, lifting and carrying. Lifting, isotonic, carrying, isometric.
Why it's called metric?
Because the isometric, iso means same length. The length is not changing. That is why it is called as isometric.
Change.
Iso, same metric measure or length. Okay? Tone, tension. Let us go to the next. changes isotonic, change in length. Okay? This is for your reading, for you to read. I will go directly to the last picture here. Okay? Now tell me, what is this A, what is B? A is
Isotonic.
A is
Isotonic.
why? Because everybody said so. Because everybody is saying that it is isotonic.
Not decreasing.
Why it is isotonic?
Because decrease in the length.
This is, what is this type of contraction? What is this type of contraction? What is this type of contraction? What is the second type of contraction? What is the second type of contraction? B. Loudly please. U in the cap. Yeah, what is this contraction?
Isotonic.
Isometric. Why? You're right, correct. But why it is isometric?
It's not changing.
Correct. Go on. Just try, you will come to the answer. Huh? Relaxation? Contraction, we're talking about contraction, not relaxation. Hello? Yes. This one. Why isometric?
Is the time or the number?
Huh?
Is the time?
Time? What time?
The frequency.
No frequency, no time. What is isometric contraction?
No change in the
Not changing.
No change in the length. The muscle is contracting without change in length.
Yes.
Is called as.
Isometric.
So don't be confused that how it is contracting and there is no change in length. Don't be confused by this. The confusing point here in these two type of contractions is we say that the muscle is contracting without change in length. That is the confusing point. You understand my point?
Yes.
Because in our mind, when the muscle is contracting, it has to change the length. This is very important to understand because when you will come to the cardiovascular system, the working of the heart, there is isometric contraction period of the heart in the cardiac cycle. You know cardiac cycle? 0.8 second. One complete beating of the cycle, okay? One complete cycle of the heart, it takes place in less than 1 second, 0.8 second. In that there are various phases. One of the phase is isovolumetric contraction of the ventricle. Yani in that the whole blood is filled inside the ventricle and the valves are closed and the ventricle is beginning to contract. And the valves, all the valves are closed, the incoming valves and the outgoing valves. This phase is called as the isovolumetric contraction phase of the heart. So these terms, they are going to be there with you. If you want to become a cardiologist in the future, the preload condition, afterload condition, isotonic contraction, isometric contraction, this is not only for skeletal muscle, this is for cardiac muscle also. So what we are teaching you is not something to be understood today and forgotten after the OSPE. Are you getting my point? Understood today and forgotten after the OSPE. Now it has to be there with you. Right. So that's it. This is our class for Alhamdulillah. Now let us go. Very